So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our Planets Through Ascendant series. And today we're going to be covering our episode of Moon in the 12th house for Taurus Ascendant people in the sign of Aries. And what happens when Moon, who is ruling the third house for Taurus with the sign of Cancer, sits in the 12th house in the sign of Aries. Okay. And as always, if you do not know if you have this placement, what sign it's in, what nakshatra it's in, all the other astrological details, for that, check out the links here. Check out my full astrological report, including my books, consultations, and link to my academy, Magha Vedic Astrology Academy, where I'm currently showing about wealth and the wealth chart known as D2 chart. And obviously, you will never be left behind in this academy. You can join anytime you want. So anyway, let's talk about Moon in the 12th house in the sign of Aries. So one thing we see with this particular moon is that your younger sibling will find great success in foreign lands. They'll be very successful in foreign places, foreign lands. And naturally inside you, there is this love for escapism. And that always happens when moon is in the 12th house. One wants to escape things. One wants to escape situation. One wants to escape, society at large, civilizations at large. And escapism can also lead to addiction as well, whether it's drug addiction, alcoholism, any kind of like substance or activity that helps you escape. So like someone could be a sex addict. Why? Because it helps them get that high and they can feel away from everything that they are surrounded by. On the other hand, we also see that a person's self-efforts give results more in foreign lands. One does better in a foreign place. One's communication, and also this is another thing, usually such people, when they communicate, usually brings them losses and expenses, unless they're in foreign lands. So like what happens is, if you're trying to be a salesman with this position, I probably wouldn't even recommend it. Because as soon as you start talking to sell something, the person may not be interested in it. It kind of causes that loss. You see? However, when a person communicates anything about foreign lands, foreign products, spirituality, mental health, this is where they find success. But if you're going to try to sell a car, you're going to try to sell some product, you're going to, let's say, try to sell this camera that I'm shooting with, well, unless you're selling it to a foreign person, foreigner, or you are in foreign land selling it, it's just going to cause more losses for you. The other thing we also see that a person becomes a great athlete. One has great love for running. One becomes a very fast runner with this, and they're not afraid. Such a person is not afraid to deal with competition, especially even if escapism is there. If this person is challenged by somebody 3 times as big as them, they'll take that challenge. Like, what do you want? They're not afraid. They kind of like they thrive in the face of death. Like for someone, okay, if like a big guy shows up 6'5", 6'6", big muscular guy, and this person's like 5'5", 5'6", the other person's like, hey man, what do you want? Don't mess with me. And they'll be like, yeah, what do you want? Right, you got a problem with me? Yeah, okay, let's settle this. What are you going to do? They may lose the fight. They may get their bones broken, but they will not back down. It's kind of like a quiet pit bull. They sit at the corner just chilling, but if you come to mess with them, they'll go all the way to the end. That's the kind of behavior such people have. But usually they become excellent, fighters, excellent, runners and pretty much athletes. One thing we also see is that your mother, when you were born, most definitely your mother may have been in some faraway place. Like I see a lot of times where father got a job in UAE for 6 months, bought the mother was pregnant with you, and mother gave birth, and then after the birth 3 months later they moved back to India permanently, because that's where they just were in a temporary assignment. So usually mother can give you birth outside of the homeland. The other thing we also see with this is that one becomes very good at copywriting. Any work that takes place behind the scenes, like people are, let's say, you take any big author, most of the time they're not the ones writing those books. They have a general idea, they have the outline, but then it's a ghostwriter that comes in and does the work, and they edit, they polish. Such a person can actually also be a great ghostwriter. Like, they come behind the scenes, they work behind the scenes, they're not seen, they're not the ones getting the fame, but they're the one who are doing the work. Okay, so that's what we see with this particular moon in the 12th house. Okay, so anyway, guys, this was my analysis of moon in the 12th house for Taurus ascendant people. If you're new to my channel, subscribe below. If you want to know where your moon is placed, all the other astrological details, check out the links here. Check out my academy link. Otherwise, we'll see you later. Bye-bye.